Hey crew, the gameplay you are watching is a solo clear of the 1350 Master Nightfall and its Lake of Shadows this week, so a very quick strike to grind out those weapons like Palindrome and materials like Ascendant Shards that we all need. This is a solo clear of the 1350 and we get platinum score, so we get the best rewards possible. The only harder difficulty is Grandmaster, and yes, it can be soloed using this build, but I suggest staying at the 1350 level because if you do happen to wipe in the boss room or let's say halfway through the strike, you can just start at that checkpoint instead of having to redo the entire Grandmaster strike. Yes, I know you get adept weapons from the Grandmaster strike, but honestly, the small stat increase you get from a Grandmaster weapon isn't worth your time to sit there and bang your head against the wall, especially if you're playing solo. If you can get a team together and run a 3-stack through this, great, do it. But I know a lot of people can't, and maybe you're in an LFG group and you need to carry some people, right? Maybe you did try to LFG it and they're struggling. Well, this build can carry. This is the best solo build for the Hunter and probably the best solo build in the entire game because its survivability is through the roof and you can always get a res when you need to. We're combining the subclass of Bottom Tree Tether and 100 Mobility, and an exotic that recently got a buff to allow us to literally have infinite invisibility. On top of that, we are adding in mods that do a lot of damage reduction stacking and a lot of damage potential output. Just in case we need to take a hit or two, we can survive with that extra damage reduction. I hope you guys find this helpful, as I know a lot of you play solo and maybe this week you can try this build out and see how it goes for you. If you are new here and found this video helpful, then hit that subscribe button for me and become part of the crew. Also, the links to my Discord and Twitch are down in the pinned comment, so come on over and say hi and hang out with us. The whole gameplay loop we are trying to accomplish here is to always be able to go invisible whenever we want and to get out of trouble if need be. So you start off doing your normal thing in any dungeon or strike or like this 1350 Master Nightfall. You do your normal thing, and then as soon as you need to get out of there, right, you take damage or think you're going to die, you throw that smoke bomb at your feet or a close surface, and bam, you go invisible. Now, while we're invis, we want to dodge one time, and you have to be kind of near an enemy to proc Gambler's dodge and get your full smoke bomb back. Now, it's like literally can reach up to like 6 or 7 meters, pretty far away, but just make sure you're close enough to get the smoke bomb back. Since we're running 100 mobility on this build, we will get our dodge back in exactly 11 seconds after we dodge. Now, by going invisible with the smoke bomb and combining that with our exotic helmet, the Graviton Forfeit, that invisibility lasts exactly 11 seconds, which means we can dodge and go invisible at a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, because of the buff to Graviton Forfeit, that makes the invisible effects last longer no matter what we're doing. So we can infinitely loop this to allow us to be invisible, and we added utility kickstart to our class item to make our dodge come back even faster as well. So literally throw your smoke bomb, you go invis. You dodge near an enemy, you will always have a smoke bomb back and can smoke yourself before your dodge is up, which is absolutely crazy. On top of all that, we're throwing in a bunch of mods to make it even better. So we're throwing on Reaping WELLMAKER, which after dodging makes our next kill with any weapon spawn a void elemental well. So that's your way of spawning wells. Then we have Seeking Wells on so that we don't have to even go get the void well, it just comes straight to us, okay? And then that well is going to charge us with light because of elemental charge. So we become charged with light by picking up that void well that just seeked to us. And then we proc that charge with light with protective light. And then we also proc Well of Tenacity, which is another damage reduction buff. And that's just from grabbing the void well. So we have two different damage reductions we're getting by creating that void well, and the way you create the void well is literally after you dodge, getting a kill with any weapon. So you don't have to go out of your way to create the well. You also don't have to go out of your way to collect the well because it comes to you because of Seeking Wells, and you don't have to do anything like using the well or do anything or proccing anything because the other two are damage reduction. So you're proccing one just by grabbing the well, and you're proccing the other one when you take damage and your shields break. So a very nice synergy going on because we don't have to worry about any of that stuff. All we're doing is smoking ourselves, going invis, dodging near an enemy, then taking down a champion, then doing it again. That's literally the gameplay loop, which is very nice. So you can solo dungeons or basically anything in this game with this build, and it's probably the best solo build in the game. Like I'm trying to think, and I don't think there's anything that gets better than this. Of course, we have on particle deconstruction for that extra damage for fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles. And we also have overload bow and unstoppable fusion rifle because of the Lake of Shadow strikes. That's our 2 types of champions in this one. This will be your best build for soloing any type of content like a flawless dungeon or a prophecy. And the gameplay you're watching of me right now is the solo 1350 Master Nightfall, and we get the platinum reward here because we do kill all champions. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments for me and I will try to answer every one of them for you guys. So don't be scared to ask. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video.